Since the dawning of the modern everyday car, there's been an issue. And it isn't what's the fastest or the most interesting, but what do you get if you want something in between? What's in the middle? Something that you can park, is good on fuel, but isn't as boring as a communist flat block. If you ask Mercedes, you'd end up with one of these. Now this isn't actually the new A-Class, as that one's too expensive. Nor is it the old one, as that one looks like a cheese wedge that fell into the Mercedes parts bin. This one's the one in between, and in my opinion, it's the best looking. And thanks to that manual gearbox, it's the nicest to drive. You see, like any modern car, it has its drawbacks. And the beginning of these drawbacks are at the Mercedes anti-fun department. See, the Germans have decided to limit the car to 2000 RPM at idle, which means you can't rev any higher than that. And that kind of makes it hard to have any fun. And in a sporty hatchback like this, fun is important. Another concern starts at the back of the vehicle. You see, Mercedes-Benz decided it was easy enough to create the beginning and the end of the exhaust tip, but somewhere in the middle they decided it was too hard and gave up. So you're left with this awkward gap in between the two, which makes them look fake, even though they're not. My final issue with the car comes from the infotainment system, particularly the reversing camera. It gives you this kind message telling you to check all surroundings, which of course you can't because it's written in the biggest font in the world. You see, it makes it quite difficult to pull out of a parking space when the car trying to kill you is blocked by the message trying to save you. But that's all irrelevant if it's nice to drive. So is it?
Mercedes of old weren't known for making hatchbacks, certainly not hot hatchbacks. But in recent years they've brought out the A45 and the A35S, brilliant cars in every regard, and most people would say you'd be better off with one of those than a Golf R. Now, you can't really feel the instant power like a petrol, but you kind of get a swooping feeling, and that almost pairs with the elegance and the luxury of the Mercedes brand. You almost feel like you're arriving at your location in a fancy cart rather than getting there abruptly. Being in here really does feel like you're in a fast car. You get checkered flags on the speedometer as if everywhere is a race, and red stitching everywhere to remind you that you are in a sporty class of car. I mean, even the navigation gives you a checkered flag at the beginning of your journey, as if you intend to get there quicker than everyone else. Now, this isn't the A45. You still have more than enough fun to play with when you hit the straights. The steering feels precise and the ride is smooth, and to be honest, I really like it. So is it a Golf R? No, but it was never trying to be. And that's what's so brilliant about this car. It's the perfect middle ground.
Now, it might be expensive and it still runs on dead dinosaurs, but at the end of the day, it's a brilliant vehicle. Perhaps that's why it's been blessed with the 3-pointed star.